Hello, this is, well, actually first, this is me. Okay, what's funny, I just realized, in the Coteries of New York game, Circle was the accept and X was cancel. Now X is accept and Circle's cancel. You need to not do that. Now, I don't know if it's also, because, yeah, no, I don't have it set up so that's like that. It's the game's choosing. You don't do that. You don't do that. It's really bad. But anywho, we need to change these audio settings. Actually, no, not the master. Change the music. Okay. And welcome to a new Let's Play. If you were watching when I recorded these on stream, this is happening right after the conclusion of Vampire the Masquerade Coteries of New York. But welcome to Vampire the Masquerade Shadows of New York. This is the second and the sequel to Coteries of New York and their visual novel. In this visual novel rendition of Vampire the Masquerade, telling about things happening in the New York Camarilla Anarchs, the New York area, basically. New York City of New York, USA. We'll get started. I'm going to have to pause for a moment because, like I said, I'm doing this right after the first hour, basically, of playing. And I'll have to step away to, like, get more water and some things because I'm out of water and this is a lot of reading. But we'll go for a little bit and then I'll do a pause break. So let's get going. I need to remember it's not circle, it's X. Jeez. And like the first game, as we noticed, there wasn't a load thing. It deletes your file when you finish the game. I will say, I was trying to double check. You know what? Let's do it right now. It wouldn't allow me to check it fully, but I have 61% progression on it. I earned the bad ending in this, because of course I did. Like the first game, there is no platinum, so I don't even know why they show it. So I'm missing a hidden trophy and the good ending. Those are the two I'm missing. But yeah, anywho. Let's get going. Who's that woman next to the other woman? Who knows? No, if you play this, you knows. Oh, I gotta give. Yeah, we got like FMV, we got video production in this. Welcome to my castle. Don't expect everyday logic to work here. I went out of the window sometime after midnight, maybe earlier. My kingdom is not of this world, you see. It lies far outside of concrete, tangible reality. I've tried to identify the way people reach it, and am convinced it had something to do with the moon. Some say the moon's aura can turn them insane. You've heard the phrases moonstruck and lunatic. The way I see it, moonlight gives them some subliminal permission to reveal their true selves. And so, whenever they let the silver radiance guide them to the gates of this place, they feel different. Once they pass the doorstep, they're ready to act out. A dance of horrors and marvels begins. It's 3:31 a.m. Welcome to Big Beat Burger. BBB. If you're here at this hour, you're not exactly readying up to be a productive member of society come tomorrow morning. More likely, you're praying that the sunrise never comes. Insatiable children of the night gather around, hoping to bask in the afterglow of tonight's victories, unwind after a frustrating series of failures, or simply fight to keep themselves together. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here, greedily reveling in every interaction they have. They have no idea they are only here for my amusement. To them, I'm just a random girl sitting in the corner. But this is my domain. I've been coming here almost every night for years. I know where to sit, where to look, and where to eavesdrop for maximum amusement. I'm basically a voyeur, and unashamed to admit it. It gave me insight about the human condition I'd never otherwise have gathered, and more importantly, a necessary skill set to make ends meet as a journalist. As I write on my crappy old laptop, patiently waiting for the legion of negative voices in my head to get too tired to offer useless feedback, I keep my senses peeled to pick up stories around me. Of course, a lot of regular events such as food fights are nothing to write home about, aside from my unfortunate tendency to become collateral damage in someone else's battles. Up to this day, I've had to wash my clothes because of Coke, Diet Coke, hot coffee, apple pie, and some sort of improvised honey mustard bomb. Every stain tells a different story. Sometimes this hobby is exhausting. Sometimes it's disturbing. Sometimes it's dangerous, although not as risky as back when I wasn't carrying pepper spray. Oh boy. Still, the sights I've taken in over the years here have made it absolutely worth it. I've got so many stories, I don't know where to begin. Theatrical breakups, impromptu morning parties, unexpected friendships forged in the fires of senseless battle. A lady in a gorgeous, I don't know that brand name. I'm not cultured in that way. A lady in a gorgeous, is it Givenchy? In a gorgeous Givenchy dress, ordering a box of takeout chicken nuggets, paying in cash with her hands completely covered in blood. She was asked if she wants a napkin. She said no. Two thirsty macho dudes shamelessly going for it in the corner, hushed moaning filling the lobby while everyone around violently fights to act as usual and maintain an illusion of normalcy. Awesome. A straight-up kung fu fight between a diminutive cashier and some drugged bodybuilder going through a psychotic episode, trying to break all the windows. The big guy left the joint fully convinced he KO'd himself while the service worker was just standing next to him. He seemed proud of his victory, too. Middle-aged hag getting a heart attack after screaming her lungs out not to let Muslims near her food, just because she saw a white girl wearing a hairnet behind the counter. A masked couple robbing the restaurant of 30 hamburgers, forcing the employees to cook at gunpoint. Police later said those were art students reenacting some hipster book they read. What the fuck? This is life. This is humanity at its worst and best. This is the noise that serves as the foundation for my creativity. This is the soma that keeps me going. This is, as pathetic as it may sound, these days, this is the only place where I feel alive. Sometimes I think of myself as a leech, feeding on these people's stories, emotions, and personalities just because I'm not satisfied with mine. At times I think of my psyche as some kind of shitty postmodern construct that is fundamentally incapable of honesty, or only yearns for something felt and truthful. Does this even make any sense? I look at the screen of my laptop, 3:47 a.m. At this point, I'm almost, oh my goodness gracious, somnambulic, but nothing interesting has happened yet. Feels like all the customers are watching each other tonight, hoping for the others to provide a fun diversion. This is my turf, you parasitic douchebags. Next time, go find your own. I think it's time to call it a night. The coffee I always order so that they don't kick me out is undrinkable. I reread the rough draft I've been working on for the last 6 hours. God damn, this is pure trash. I held the backspace button to the Google Documents page. Is nothing but a calm white slate and let out a sound of deep relief. Stop using Google Documents. That's your first problem. No. Use LibreOffice. It's much better. There's no... as I use freaking Microsoft Word. But I do have LibreOffice, folks. There's no pleasure more intoxicating for I have one problem. I would use LibreOffice. Okay, yeah, I'm going to nitpick about this. I would use LibreOffice more often if on their spreadsheet I didn't have certain issues with making boxes. I noticed this when I did have Microsoft Office on one of my, Microsoft Suite on one of my computers. At the time before I bought it again, using the spreadsheet and trying to make boxes, or it was something to do with boxes, or they italicized, or boldening, or making the boxes thick lined or whatever, something was it was irritating with LibreOffice, and I was like, so I that's why I ultimately got Microsoft Office. Plus, I need something that would be more internationally used. But yeah, there was something up with that. I didn't like how it was working, so I ended up going back to that again. But I do have both, and I will use it when I feel like it. I mean, the documentation format is fine. It's just I have issues with the spreadsheet thing or section. There's no pleasure more intoxicating for a frustrated writer than ragging on someone even worse than them. And what target is easier than the dumb bitch you used to be 10 minutes ago? I checked the time again. I need to go. I have an important meeting tomorrow at 10 a.m. and I have a hunch it's not going to end well. It's not because I'm an irresponsible dumbass who's going to need a few cups of coffee to simply function on a basic level despite 4 hours of sleep. It's because I always have a hunch things are not going the way they're supposed to. Click clack, click click clack. The loud chatter of keyboards assaults me from all sides, makes the splitting headache unbearable. Used to be, I dreamed of nothing else but being a part of the New York Lodestar editorial team. It was the first magazine I started reading regularly, the first magazine I ever bought for myself. Now simply hearing the word Lodestar is enough to ruin my mood. Never mind seeing all these old farts phoning in more reactionary opinion columns and Wikipedia-level analyses of current events. Ugh, gross. Click clack, click click clack. They used to destroy and rebuild my entire worldview every month. They shaped my thinking about politics, art, journalism. I mean, that's what it was. It's always better earlier. Journalism was always better in the past. And then every year, further, coming into the present, it just sucks. And it's all types of journalism, too. Live reporting, on TV, on whatever, a lot of times on radio, gaming, that any type of journalism and reporting. Yeah, it sucks. It really does suck. Ugh. There's still some good places and some good radio stations, some good outlets and whatnot, but a lot of it is just, yeah. They shaped my thinking about, blah, 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 blah. They even pointed me toward my favorite cigarette brand, for God's sake. The fudge. Well, probably not because... Then some talented people started leaving for greener pastures. Some got too wrapped up in their own neuroses. Some became complacent. All of them committed the sin of allowing themselves to grow old. Fresh blood was deemed unnecessary, even though young freelancers kept being bled dry. These days, whenever someone from outside Lodestar talks about Lodestar, it's because of a few idealistic contributors willing to accept meager pay while putting in serious work. dumbasses. Other than that, the magazine specializes in publishing pale echoes of provocative ideas I heard somewhere else a few years prior, wrapped in an aesthetic that hasn't been cutting edge for a decade. No wonder the readership is in free fall. But even though the ship is sinking, the old guard won't let it go down without a fight. As in, if anyone from the outside attempts to board the vessel in hopes of fixing its course or its holes, they will be swiftly taken care of. I should know. Been there, done that. As it stands, the only full-time staff member who doesn't make me regularly attempt to cringe my face off with his writing. And we'll figure out more about Brian in a few minutes, folks. I will be right back. I forgot to mention, since this is a new, technically a new Let's Play, that if you hear my AC unit or my mini fan, I apologize, but it's humid as heck outside because it hasn't been raining to make it a tropical humid rainforest. It's just a regular humid warm day, and Dark needs the mini fan blowing to blow the cool AC air that barely comes out of the AC unit. Which maybe if Dark had decided to clean out the vents one last time, it probably would be better. But he doesn't feel like doing that. It's not like they were cleaned when I got here. I know that's a poor excuse, but I forget, and then I just don't do it, and I've got like 3 weeks left here, so man. But yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot I have that. I had to rearrange lamps also because yesterday one of my colleagues came and took some stuff. Let's just turn this light off. Ooh, it's darker. Maybe it'll be cooler, but probably not. Oh, I forgot to get a bottled water. But yeah, I got some stuff, and that colleague is going to take 2 more trips here to do some things before they visit the USA before I leave. But yeah, I need to get some more things prepped for her. But yeah, so I have like different lights. She ultimately will be taking this other lamp that you don't see because I don't have a face camera and F that noise. And possibly some bookshelves and some other dressers. What's my battery power on my controller? Still 2 pellets out of 3. But yeah, I got some more things to give to her. I also might be rearranging the furniture I'm using. My nice reclining sofa, possibly be giving to her and switching that out with the original sofa the sofa that she got from another colleague who left prior to me, in which I gave that colleague the sofa she has now from, in which I got this one. But yeah. Yeah, and then there's office stuff. Like tomorrow I know another colleague wanted some drawers that I have in the office I'm going to have to clear out. The office now is the major thing. Like, I keep forgetting. Oh, I did get rid of the keyboard I mentioned a while, maybe 2 or 3 streams ago. That keyboard is now gone from the TV drawer or TV stand. I got rid of that. I need to see if the dormitory will take the stationary bike, the exercise bike I have, fold up one, and the weights. I mean, they're not going to be great for football athletes because they will probably want bigger ones, but I'm like, anyone else might want them. But yeah, so I need to bring those down to see if they're wanting any of them, because I got to get those out. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the office I got to chuck out. But yeah, it'll get done in 3 weeks. Just go while it's downpouring, whenever that is. Tomorrow I'm going to wrap up doing grading probably, because I just need to reprint everything out and then double check to make sure everything is accurate with like the numbers and everything, which they should be, because I was double checking them. Triple, quadruple checking. And then turn them in. And then I need to mention to people, again, possibly who I might see in Daejon in 2 weeks, possibly, after my interview on the 16th. And then I don't know what other things. I gotta check some other things. Oh, because she's leaving on the 20th. I'm gonna have to switch the stuff to her that she wants in her office. I'm not gonna be able to use that mini fridge anymore because that mini fridge is gonna go over to her. Or the microwave. Well, I can use the coffee. I can still get a no, because the bagel you need to have cream cheese fudge. I guess I'm gonna be buying that stuff even though I don't want to. Or I could eat from home. Whatever. That's none of your concern right now. We gotta talk about Brian. It's Lodestar's editor. Oh, what's the other thing? Oh, Julia's traits. Oh yeah, that's something new, folks. Oh yeah, her name's Julia. Did you know that? I don't think it said it earlier, but anyway. Off with Stan's the only full-time staff member who doesn't make me regularly attempt to cringe my face off with his writing is Lodestar's editor-in-chief, Brian. I forgot, I think it's He is Vietnamese descent. I know because I've had some students with the last name, or at least Nguyen. And so I assume NG is still because it's like Ngyen is like Nguyen or Nguyen. Although that's the Korean pronunciation, so it's probably different. But I'm going to say So Brian the man standing in front of me right now. Of course, he only has time for editorials these days, a drop in the sea of needs. Managerial duties hit him hard. I accidentally hit X twice. It's the second time he's let out a theatrical cough like this. He said his piece now. Now it's up to me to react, and I'm coming up. Wait, did I? Oh, I don't know why. I just got it to the. Okay, got it to the end. Got it. But what do you want me to say, Brian? I'm pissed off. I can tell you've already made up your mind, but you still want to go through the motions, just to make me feel listened to. Whatever. Let's do this. I don't remember what I chose before. We're just going to do the first one. Brian, my article isn't even something like lashing out at the rich and hoping they don't hit back. I think Double Spiral's investors would appreciate being told they're being scammed. That's if, and a big if, they're not a conscious part of the scam. Oh, come on. And even if they weren't, I doubt they'll be generous enough to protect us from the fallout. You're avoiding the core of the issue. No, I believe I pinpointed it in a precise way. If it were up to me, I'd greenlight the article here and now, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. But you're killing the article just because some rich shithead told you he doesn't like it? But you're killing the article just because some rich shithead told you he didn't like it. Get real. This is not about some millionaire jerk calling me to make me an offer I can't refuse. What is this about then? Because it looks awfully like it's about my bosses telling me this outlet can't afford the legal action we have already been threatened with. So, millionaire interference. Oh, for crying out loud, Julia, don't make me treat you like a child. You know how this works. I publish your story. It's Theo versus Gawker all over again. A lawsuit here, a lawsuit there, until we're bled dry. I have a mortgage. I have 3 mouths waiting to be fed at home. I have an amazing team that doesn't deserve to be torn apart over some. Don't you think it's telling you mentioned your mortgage first? Silence. Just asking questions. I know better than to get into these empty semantic arguments with you, Miss Sowinski. You're good at them. The problem is, you're still not good enough. Meaning, you're too in love with weaving a good story and establishing a seductive narrative to let facts get in the way. You've got enough boring suits with no principles on board these days. They've always given you facts because that's all they can do. I'm using facts as a way to approach some kind of truth. Except facts can blindside you. And Double Spiral has enough facts to water down your story to the point where it makes no sense to publish it. Their HR and PR are working overtime to deliver a convincing counter-narrative, and they're doing a great job. Won't mitigate the damage completely, but will put every little thing in question. Jesse Montgomery is a racist fraud, a sexual predator, and a downright satanic fuckhead. Julia, let me say it again. Jesse Montgomery is a racist, a fraud, a sexual predator, and a downright satanic fuckhead. Do you personally believe it or not? This is not. You've listened to the tapes. You've read the transcripts. You've seen the documents. You've got the files. I'm asking for your personal opinion. Do you believe it or not? Click, clack, click, clack, clack. Or click, clack, click, clack, click. Of course I do, but that's beside the point. It's not. Look, how about I just say it out loud and save us both some time? We're not having this conversation because there's an actual conversation to be had. You set up this meeting knowing very damn well there's only one way it's going to end. You've got a mortgage and 3 mouths to feed. You prioritize the well-being of your direct surroundings over some nebulous concept of greater good. I get it. I really do. Yet for some reason it seems like you're only prolonging this conversation and rationalizing your decision so that I forgive you? Officially exonerate you? I'm not the bad guy here, Julia. What are you then, in your own words? A man who does what is necessary to protect his own. So I don't count as your own anymore? He mutters something under his breath, ending with a self-pitying chuckle. I don't know if you'd even want to work under a scumbag like me from now on. Oh, come on, don't turn this into a pity party. No, I'm absolutely a scumbag. And why is that? Because I'm firing you. My thoughts are scrambled. For a brief moment, the state of my bank account displays before my eyes with startling clarity. Oh, golly. Until I get a new job. You and I both, ma'am. Yeah. A howling void opens in my chest and starts traveling towards my stomach. No, don't panic yet, you idiot. Get more information. Now, there must be a catch. Is this final? They told me there would be consequences if the outlet ever picks up your work again. I shouldn't even be telling you that. I did everything in my power to change their mind. I'm sorry. They? What they? Who is this they? He glances left and right and then points upward for a short moment. When he speaks up again, it's in a hushed voice. You know, the big kahunas. Can't really question them, and they wanted your head on a silver plate. He's not looking me in the eye. You're not joking. I would never joke about stuff like this. It's real. Fucking hell, it's real. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it all to hell. I don't know if I said the last damn it, so I apologize, folks. All these years, all this grind, all my plans for what? Fucking asshole, you know I deserve better, and I always deserved better, and it always ends with me fucking down the drain back to the sewers. Fuck! No. I mean, I understand why they wrote it like that, or typed it out like that, but it still bothers me as in a grammatical sense. All of the last 2 paragraphs, or whatever, section, boxes, or whatever. Take a few deep breaths. Don't lose the plot now. Keep yourself together, you idiot. The moment you show weakness, they go for your throat. Get back in control. You can't do this. I wish I didn't have to, but it's a lost cause. No, I mean, it's impossible. Julia, you can't fire someone who's never been hired in the first place. It takes him a few seconds to put on his, oh, I get it face, let out a troubled gasp, and start massaging his temples. Lodestar has been my biggest source of income for the past few years, that much is true. But technically, nobody has ever hired me here. It was all freelance jobs. A full-time position only served as a kind of dangling carrot, a promise of a decent pay grade, career perspectives, and maybe even some kind of insurance to save my failing health. And the God, with USA Healthcare, I am not looking forward to that. I will constantly gripe about that until I'm back there. With hopefully said health insurance or some format for me. And who knows what will happen after the presidential elections this year. God. Anyway, and the recognition I would get for being a part of the Lodestar team, a position that everyone around me seems to respect, aside from me. Then why did I want it so much? There will be time to mourn what could have been. For now, I should act like I don't care. You know what I mean. If I let you work, even under a fake name, it would be a guillotine for me. This is ridiculous. You know I'm going to start shopping this story around the second I leave this room, don't you? Of course I know. I told him. Any response? Let us worry about that. Well, that doesn't sound ominous at all. I mean, I know what happens, but that's because I played this game. Click, clack, click, clack, click. I do wonder if I could get accustomed to one of these loud mechanical keyboards some people here love to use. One of my former colleagues. I actually went back to the university where I first met him. My first university here. He likes the mechanical sound. He's one of those people because it reminds him of when he used a typewriter in university. So he really likes it. I'm someone who, I mean, I'm fine with it, but I prefer, I don't know, not a loud sound. Because I will get too distracted if my keyboard's too loud. And I don't want to distract others. So yeah. Whenever I did my work in here, I was still expected to bring my own crappy laptop and sit closer to the lobby. Always on the outside, no matter how hard I try to break it. A vibration in my back pocket. Feels like a bad omen. I decide to ignore it for now. I've been working on this fucking story for, I don't know, 16 months on and off. I know. You kept cheering me on. I know. We have even agreed on the pay I'd receive. I know. I'm 2 months behind on my rent. No, wait, 2.5. I catch him off guard. He is momentarily taken aback and then gives me an empathetic stare. Don't you look at me this way. You don't have the right. I didn't know. Well, now you do. Look, if there's anything I can do to help, if you can't tell your big kahunas to fuck off, I don't think there's a single thing. Julia. I pull out a smoke and light it up. Gotta get back in control. Please don't do that. There's a smoke detector here. No worries. Nick turned it off a few weeks ago. Probably the most creative thing he's done in the past 5 years. Good old Nick, the perfect 21st century cinema reviewer, never has an original thought of his own, just relies on his purely algorithmic tastes to stay likable. And the best thing is, it works. Funny, I used to dream about his job. It was Brian who killed this dream. Made me realize Nick won't be unseated anytime soon, and offered to teach me the ways of an investigative journalist instead. Wasn't the career I ever wanted to pursue, but to my dismay, it turned out to be surprisingly good at. But to my dismay, I turned out to be surprisingly good at it, until this Montgomery thing happened. Serves me right. Lesson learned. Should have pursued my dreams instead. Stop it. Nicholas is a good friend, a respected critic, a member of my team. And put out that smoke. People tell me I let you step all over me. Why do I even let you act this way? Because you once told me honestly, I misread that. It's not honestly. Because you once told me honesty is most important in a mentor-student relationship, and that it works both ways. And because I thought we were friends. He bites his lip and stares sideways to avoid my eyes. At the end of the day, bosses aren't friends. Must have been a terrible mentor if I didn't even teach you that. The best I can do for now is just stay silent. I don't feel too stable right now, like I could explode any second. Julia, I might have failed as a guide, but I will do what I can not to leave you stranded, okay? There are options. None of them are a remedy for all your troubles, but... wait a second. Another vibration in my pocket, another foreboding feeling. This time I reluctantly take the smartphone out of my pocket. If it has to rain, why not let it pour? A new email. It's a lengthy one, and the sender, speak of the devil. No, this can't be. Christ. I just got an email from Mila Lopez. She claims she's been laid off from Double Spiral, same as Mike Antonoff and Jared Rivera. What? What happened? I'll spare you all her insults, okay? The key thing is, it seems their HR knows all the confidential information about my journalistic investigation and used it to shut everyone's mouth. Hell, apparently Montgomery walked up to Lopez as she was emptying her desk and told her to thank me for being a, quote, dumb and careless cunt. Brian goes pale. I think he has a very good reason to. You fucking scumbag. You outed my sources. What? What? Of course not. What are you even saying? Oh, don't you dare play coy. It must have been either you or me, no one else, and you know the way I work. My investigation was basically untraceable, both on and offline. Carefully picked meeting spots, encryption upon encryption, every direct quote rewritten 5 times, just in case. All sorts of red herrings scattered around. I know my shit. You know I do. And this timing? Did you just pass a flash drive to your beloved Big Kahunas during a meeting as a sign of goodwill? Look, I get you're upset, but why don't we just take this, or talk this through calmly? I like all of it, and the fuck you. Fury takes the wheel, and I'm just here along for the ride. I don't care. I don't do anything about it. In a deranged way, realizing you're just a passenger in your own body feels liberating. Let's just see it all unfold. Calmly, fuck you, Brian. Julia, I've been paranoid for months and months, acting like everyone I didn't know was an assassin or a corporate spy. I know I haven't messed up. Not in a way that would implicate all of them. You goddamn, you thought you could get away with this? I haven't done anything improper. Don't push the blame on me. So what? You're claiming that it's my fault? Because you're never the guilty one? It's always the bosses, the economy, the obligations you have, and now me? You're being silly. Quit with this martyr bullshit. Calm down or I'll have to. You immoral shithead. You motherfucking calm down, for God's sake. And so it goes. I yell out a lot of words I wanted to say for a long time, but held back. I fling a lot of insults I've been workshopping for years, hoping I'd never use them. I break a few things. Oh boy. At times, for a split second, I see pity in somebody's eyes. It's going to haunt me for a long time, but in the heat of the moment, I don't care. These people, no, this company has nothing left to offer me, so at least let me take this catharsis. In the end, a security guard has to escort me out of the building, and that's the end of my journalistic career. I just feel like my world has crumbled into nothing. Dakota. I mean, you have every right to. Like Jesus. If I were you, I would have already broken down into a sobbing mess. I guess maybe they do say her name. I wasn't paying attention earlier. Julia. Or maybe it was after Brian said something. I don't know. I'd love to, but I'm on a subway. Far too proud to cry in public, even now. And It's stupid, but I feel like someone out there keeps destroying everything I hold dear just to see my reaction. Like it was a prank show and someone was waiting to record me crying. So out of sheer spite, I'm doing my best not to cry. Fuck you, whoever and wherever you are. That's the most Julia Sowinski thing I've heard. Spite as the greatest motivator, huh? Not feeling particularly motivated to do anything right now, to be honest. I just want to stay in my bed until my shithead landlord calls the cops to forcefully evict me. Not surprised. Shit. I know that whenever life decides to fuck you over, it's always one thing after another, but this is too much. How much is too much? Let's recap this last week of June 2019. I've been kicked out of my job. Was it the last week of June 2019? Yeah. Almost July, start July, like now. We've officially gotten through the first week. Well, in Korea, in Japan, and some other places going before Europe, maybe? Yeah. Because it's morning time in the USA. In Central Standard Time, it's almost 8 p.m. now. It's almost 6 a.m. there. Anyway, I've been kicked out of my job. Well, not that I've ever been hired. So let's just say my mentor broke every vague promise he ever made to me. It wasn't him, but she doesn't know that. A big thing I'd been working on for a year and a half went down the toilet. It's all useless. My boss didn't protect my sources properly, and now they keep trying to reach me through every possible channel to threaten me or just yell at me. And they have every right to react like that. Yeah, it's not because of your boss, though. It's because of something else. We do learn about it, I believe. Well, we have to, because how else do I know about it as a player? So we do learn about it. So the main difference between this game and the last game, obviously this game, the narration parts are her speaking, is her inner monologue, which is interesting. And then, of course, she speaks. But yeah, she's the main protagonist in this game. You don't get to choose your clan. You have one clan. And we'll see it. Well, we'll find out kind of about it soon enough. Yeah. Within this scene, actually. Yeah. Well, yeah. All my side gigs were... all my side gigs were shut down. Nobody's replying to my emails. So I wish it was hyphenated, although modern spelling of email wants it one word, which bothered me, and technically it should be email messages, but whatever. I don't know, emails does technically work, but I add the message. Same as I don't say text, I say text message. Anyway, yes, I'm like that. But then again, I put a hyphen because that's what it used to be. E-mail. What bothers me in, at least on the iPhone, I don't know about Android phones, but on the iPhone, when I do E hyphen and then M for mail, it wants to capitalize the M, which I'm like, why the are you capitalizing the M? There was no reason to capitalize this M, so stop it, you stupid autocorrect, which, you know, you try to turn autocorrect off, oh, it doesn't want to listen to you, it still wants to autocorrect sometimes. It's like, fudge you still autocorrect even though, someone's been dragging my name through the mud behind the scenes, and it worked. I still have no idea who's sending these shitty messages around. I've been asking, but listen, don't worry about it. I'm not going to stand idly by and watch you get canceled by some mean-spirited delusional... I said don't worry about it. I have 3 unread messages from my landlord. The message previews were stressful enough. A call came from Chicago. Apparently Dad has bladder cancer. Mom is in hysterics. She'd go crazy if she heard about my situation, so I have to pretend everything is okay whenever she calls. And she calls every day. Yay! And she just won't hang up before she offloads all her burdens on me. Yay! And I can't blame her because we all had to learn to cope with Dad's psychopathic tendencies somehow. Yay! I was robbed. All my documents and what little money I had gone. Yay! Well, there's a reason why. Although somehow they don't do something else to someone else, which, well, we'll learn out more. I'm gonna lay on the side while reading. This light is not light enough, but I don't want to turn on the other light again. Man, we're gonna be doing the dark in the dark. Don't even know when or where it happened. And it's driving me crazy because I'm always extremely wary of pickpockets. The list goes on. I don't want to sound paranoid, but it really feels like a concerted attack. Paranoid is good. Anyway, I know you always hand wave this topic away, but I just remember that if anything happens, my place is your place. You don't have to get through it alone. I want to say go through it alone, but yeah, I do. I've been a trouble magnet, and as self-centered as I may be, I don't want it to affect you. I know. Listen, I have another call. Alright, just call me if anything happens, no matter how dumb it seems, okay? And swing by whenever you can. I will. Thank you. See you. I put my phone away, exhale, and blankly stare in front of me. Christ. I glance at my reflection in the window. Just look at this idiot. Whenever the situation requires me to dress formally, I still feel a bit like a child cosplaying as an adult. Should have just followed the dress for the job you want advice and continue dressing up like a trust fund kid who keeps partying on Brooklyn rooftops for years without a care in the world. It's only after a while that I realize the car is empty. Unnaturally so. I start feeling uneasy. But someone enters my peripheral vision. Oh boy. And that's the last thing I consciously register. The world dissolves. When I come to, I'm out of the subway, standing in a back alley I don't recognize. It's pretty dark. My eyes start adjusting, and I try to figure out what happened. There's a gun in my hand. A faint silhouette at my feet. It's not moving. Somebody stands in front of me, covered in shadows. I can't fully make out her face, but she's staring at me with visible intent. She speaks. Her voice is raspy and androgynous. Her tone, hateful and mocking. Aren't you a nasty one? What is going on? Who are you? Don't play coy. No, don't play coy. My mind goes blank. I look at the ground. There's a body, riddled with bullet holes, and I recognize who it was. The corpse belonged to Mike Antonoff, one of the double spiral whistleblowers, my source. He was just threatening to get back at me a few hours ago. Before I can feel even the tiniest bit of compassion, I face a terrible realization. They will think I'm guilty. Oh my God, am I guilty? How is this real? You have done something to me, haven't you? Back in the subway. That was you, wasn't it? A man is bleeding out at your feet, and you're turning this around on me somehow. I haven't done anything to him. Again, don't play coy. You knew him. He was mad at you. You started telling him sob stories about your situation. He wasn't having none of it. He wasn't having... the double negative. He wasn't having any of it. You got mad. Things escalated. He died. This isn't true. It's plausible, but that doesn't make it true. Or does it? This is just a nightmare. It doesn't even make sense. It must be a dream. And if it isn't, the person in front of me must be responsible. There's a faint voice in my head screaming that it's her world, that I'm just living in it. What the fuck have you done to me? Nothing yet, but I'll do what I can to get you locked up for life. This is a murder in the first degree with special circumstances. Her detached voice's nonsensical tone only reassures me this can't be real. I refuse to believe it is. Before I even manage to think this through, I point the gun at her. If I did murder him, you wouldn't be acting like that. You wouldn't be standing in front of me. You'd be running away, calling the police, begging for help, yelling that I'm a psycho. Oh, you are a psycho. But I'm not a coward. I won't let you walk out of here alive. Do you all know what type of vampire she is, folks? I do! This doesn't make a single lick of sense. Don't say lick! Tears well up in my eyes. Why are you doing this? Because sometimes one has to confront what they're really made of. There's no two ways about it. She's gotta be nuts. Slowly but surely, she starts walking toward me. Stop right there or I'll shoot. Go on. It's the only way you can get off the hook, isn't it? The only way you can survive. But you will definitely prove you are the monster I claim you are. What the fuck is this tone? She's so controlling, inauthentic, patronizing. I'm serious. For your own sake, you better be. She keeps getting closer. Maybe I did kill Antonov. Maybe I don't deserve to live. Maybe it's less tiring not to live. Maybe I should just let her take care of me. Maybe I will just wake up. Or maybe this insane reality needs to be rejected as violently as possible. Maybe a world that wants to destroy me deserves to be destroyed. She's right in front of me. It's now or never. I don't know if I didn't shoot her before, but I'm gonna shoot her. I close my eyes and squeeze the trigger. A loud bang echoes through the alley. I'm afraid to look at what I've done. I've been to a shooting range once and I think I did don't shoot. I felt absolutely horrified by pistols. Such a small thing, but it can easily puncture a hole in the fabric reality is made of. Never knew I'd be able to use it against another human being. The very thought makes me want to puke. You were a right choice after all. I'm so glad. You haven't allowed yourself to break, but you've crossed the line I need you to cross. There's a silent flame in you that could become an inferno if left unchecked. I sure hope it will. She's still alive. Her voice is coming from behind me. She puts her hands around my waist, and her cold mouth touches my neck. I could feel my shirt getting violently torn off. I don't understand, but I'm too dazed to protest. That was your final test. Congratulations. You have proven yourself worthy. I can feel something sharp sliding into my neck. It's too painful. It's not too painful, just startling. Think a doctor pushing a needle into your vein without a proper warning. Oh gosh. Ugh. Then it hits me. Pure bliss. The dopamine receptors I've considered completely fried until now suddenly recover and start bombarding me with pleasure I've never known before. I finally let the tears go. They come flooding. They've been waiting for years. It's such a relief. Is it raining? I feel like I'm in the middle of a deluge, at least. Washing away all of my fears, all of my sorrows, all of my anger, all of my pain, all of my ego. I become one with the world and the woman behind me. She's holding me tight, making me feel like the only important thing in this world. Everything else blurs. I feel something intense toward her, something I've never felt before. Is this love? I hope it is. This is not you. Hisses a familiar, cynical voice in the back of my head. But it's okay. I never felt particularly fond of me anyway. New York, you're perfect. Oh, please don't change a thing. Oh, fuck New York. Sorry. He who laughs in the shadows always has the last laugh. Hallelujah, praise be. When everything is cliche, nothing is. Isn't that the ever-distant utopia I've been chasing all along? People on the other trains, I hope you're doing fine. God, shut up. Just enjoy it. You finally understand. She's making love to me. She's giving birth to me. She's burying me. I'm pretty sure I've been dead for a while. I'm pretty sure I could stare at my own corpse in her hands from a distance for a moment somehow. And then I'm alive again. She lifts her mouth from my neck. No, wait. I taste blood in my mouth. Was I drinking her blood too? I realize that whatever this was, it's over, and I have to bask in the afterglow while I still can. I also merely understand that I'm going to chase this fleeting feeling for the rest of my existence. Finally, she lets out a whisper which concludes the ceremony. No matter what happens next, don't forget, you're a monster. But you were lucky enough to be born into a world of monsters, so don't you ever mourn that fact. Embrace it. Vampire the Masquerade. Okay, technically I've been playing for 2 hours, folks, because I continued this from Vampire the Masquerade Coteries of New York, so I'm actually going to end it here because of my throat, my voice, but also this is a good stop to continue for next time on Tuesday. But yeah, so I'm going to end it here. This has been DarkElf85 on YouTube, or HektontheMage here on PSN, and this has been the start of Vampire the Masquerade Shadows of New York. And how there's some slight differences in the, obviously we've noticed already in the narration of this visual novel, but also there's some other mechanics to this game as well, which are, I was kind of confused in the beginning when it happened, but yeah, there are some there's some gimmicks. And I don't know how to make the gimmicks work for me to get a good ending. That's what I'm gonna say. I don't know. I'll probably get the bad ending again, knowing my luck. But anyway, I hope you all have a very good rest of the day, night, or anywhere in between. Stay safe out there, folks, and goodbye.